I walk the streets with my swagger on, supernatural, facing a million opponents, and my role is to act alone. Lights, camera when the action's on. Where I roam is a battle zone, a vigilante in the catacombs. But I rock with a hot shot like a clock when it's cocked and popped and the lead is gone. People say that my head is gone, but it's them same people in need of my help when I'm heading home in life. They say that everybody got a purpose, so I roam the city streets like faulty cellular service. The hot shot sharpshooter superhero, destined to shine like light through the dark and evil. I fight for what's right in the hearts of people and try to open y'all eyes, cause it's hard to see truth. You ever feel like everybody's the same but you different? That's when you know you're here to make a difference. Hot shot, you got a choice to make, stand up or stand down. Fight or flight, get up, bang out the world's weight. Can't wait to see what you about. It's showtime, act now. Hot shot, you got a choice to make, stand up or stand down. Fight or flight, get up and bang out the world's weight. Can't wait to see what you about. It's showtime, act now. Hot shot.
Gravita. When you need me, all you gotta do is holler. Not for real, I'ma hear you when you holler. I'll be right there in my cape, FSK below my collar. Oh, trouble, want some trouble? Well then I'm double, let's get it poppin'. I got some issues I've been dealing with, about to lose my scholarships. Friends, family, loved ones, so you know inside I'm sick. You may think you're tough, but you don't know what you're about to get. I let it build up, then feed you all of it. No apologies, this may hurt a bit. No, this will hurt a lot. What goes up will surely drop. You thought you were doing it big until it all flopped. Morning, noon, and night, my calling never stops. Right back to my homework, catching up on my essays. Trying to stop my younger brother from shooting out with them essays. But enough about my Saturday, it's all in the day's work. All in my day's work. I told y'all I do work. Here I come, now there I go. When you need me, you know how to let me know. All you gotta do is holler. You need a superhero, cause I'ma hear you when you holler. When you need that superhero, here I come. Gravita. When you need me, all you gotta do is holler. Not for real, I'ma hear you when you holler. I'll be right there in my cape, FSK below my collar. Oh, trouble, want some trouble? Well then I'm double, let's get it poppin'. I got some issues I've been dealing with, about to lose my scholarships. Friends, family, loved ones, so you know inside I'm sick. You may think you're tough, but you don't know what you're about to get. I let it build up, then feed you all of it. No apologies, this may hurt a bit. No, this will hurt a lot. What goes up will surely drop. You thought you were doing...
Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, wasn't that an amazing intro? Michael Watson and his team is amazing, and tonight it's going to be even more of a great show. So welcome to tonight's FSK Women interviews. I'm interviewing all the women from FSK, and I'm so excited, guys. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Mahonale Waters. I am your host, and I am bringing an array of amazing women here for no other than the Women's History Month. I'm so excited, guys. I hope you guys are excited too. This is like the third interview. Like, what? You guys don't realize Michael Watson and FSK, which stands for Freestyle Comics, is surrounded by women. So it just made sense for him to make this a all month thing. I mean, he has such amazing people such as Dana Morgan, such as Dominique. We've got great interns. We've got, of course, Marcy. We have so many other people. Emily on board. We have Kalala on board. I'm excited to see her tonight. And I'm excited to see you guys. Thank you so much. So I'm really excited. I hope you guys are too. But the main thing I want you guys to remember tonight, we are wrapping up the one and only Vigilance issue number 4 Freestyle Comics release of Vigilance number 4. Come on, guys. We need to check out that Freestyle Comics, fskgo.com, and just throw in that last few hours we have. Pledge. We are literally trying to get to that 7,000 mark, okay? We are at $6,793 right now. What? Yes, we have 134 backers. Every one of you guys are epic, and we only have 25 hours left. So please, please, please do us a favor. Take out that purse, take out that wallet, go ahead and check out fskgo.com and pledge. We are actually trying to beat Vigilance number 1 amount that she did the first time she came out with Vigilance issue 1. She was at, I think, $7,012, if I'm not mistaken. We're so close. So we're looking to try to beat that number tonight. We're trying to go ahead and hit this up with a new mark for Vigilance. I don't know if you guys know, but Vigilance is one of the amazing female characters on Freestyle Comics lineup in his library. And she is an amazing Black superhero who obviously falls down onto Earth, completely forgets who she is, and becomes one of the most powerful and the most recognizable Black female superheroes representing the government and representing the Black strong women out here. Come on. I want you guys to go right now. Stop what you're doing. Go right now. fskgo.com. Go check it out. Go ahead and pledge. Minimum pledge is like $10. That's nothing. That's like what? Some snacks, right? Check that out. So while you guys are doing that, I want Mr. Michael Watson and whoever's in the background to go ahead and bring up our guest for tonight. We are interviewing the women of FSK. First up, I see they're coming in. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Hi. Can we hear each other? Can we hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Awesome. We've got Dominique, we've got Kalala, we've got Marcy, we've got Emily, we've got Dana, and we've got Jaden. We've got them all tonight. Hi.
Hello.
Hello, hello. So I'm so excited to have you guys here tonight. It is my job to introduce you guys to the world. And while we're doing that, remember, guys, we've only got 24 hours left on fskgo.com to go ahead and pledge for that Vigilance Kickstarter tonight. Okay, guys? 24 hours, guys. Go ahead. Let me see you guys put up that 24 for us. 24 hours, everyone. Please, we only have one day left. Go pledge for us, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start introducing some of our amazing guests, okay? What I'll do is I'll start at the very top left corner. Miss Jaden, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jaden. This is my first time interning, and I've just been doing my best, trying to finish all the tasks at FSK. I'm a junior at AAC, Art Academy of Cincinnati.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you're an intern from Cincinnati's, and you from Cincinnati School. What's the school called again?
Art Academy of Cincinnati.
And what do you do for FSK?
So we make like, some of their promotional posts, like the women's flyers. We did the Black History Month post. Anything that basically just needs to be done. And right now we're just doing some our own like personal projects for FSK. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jaden, for being here tonight. I'm going to slide right on over to Miss Dominique. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell them what you do for FSK.
So I'm Dominique. I'm also an intern. I go to the Art Academy in Cincinnati too. At the moment, I'm taking a semester off, but I was able to get this opportunity to like be an intern for FSK. And what I'm doing here at the moment, I've been doing the power cards for FSK for a lot of their heroes. And there's like a couple other flyers that I've done too, here and there, but I mostly run with the power cards that I've been posting on social media.
Well, thank you so much for being here tonight. We're super excited to have you. We're going to run right over to Miss Kalala. How are you tonight, Miss Kalala?
I'm good. I'm tired.
I mean, it is kind of late, but I'm glad that you're here, and we're excited to have you on tonight's panel. Go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know what you do for FSK.
Hi, I'm Tessa or Kalala, and I basically just help Mike be a little bit more youthful in his life. I make sure he takes breaks and stuff, and I also help with all the streaming things. So I'm on like the Twitch side of stuff and all this work and everything.
Is there anything specific with FSK that you're doing, helping Mike with? Is there another show, or is it just running?
Yeah, I am the director of Agents of Nerdy, and that's our nerdy news podcast. And that will be going through some changes soon. So if you're a fan of Agents of Nerdy, it's going to be a little bit more than that. But for now, that's the description.
All right. Are we going to be able to divulge some of that tonight?
Probably not.
All right. Maybe I can squeeze a little something out of you. All right. We're going to come on down to Miss Dana. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well tonight. So glad to join this wonderful panel of powerful and wonderful women. I am Dana. I am the newest addition to the FSK team. I am the event coordinator. So what I do for FSK is that I love J Man. And I help coordinate as far as the cons and various events that we want to be present at for the fans, for new fans, current fans, and longtime fans to be able to meet with the FSK team, get some comics or posters, get things autographed, all of that. So I am to see what cons are available that we can get us booked at and everything. So that's what I do.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We're super excited to divulge a little bit more about more that you do, because I heard you have a lot more talents than just that. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're going to come right here in the middle. How are you, Miss Marcy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm amazing. Please introduce yourself to everyone and let them know what you do for FSK.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marcy. I'm head cosplayer. It's also awesome to be here with all these amazing people around me. So yeah, I'm head cosplayer, and I cosplay Iron. Jeez, I cosplay Iron Smith. I also have made all the Vigilance costumes that have been seen at our conventions, and I do occasionally get to go to conventions as well and hang out with everybody at the booth and go through there.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And I'm excited to introduce our last panel tonight. Miss Emily, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everyone what you do for FSK.
Also an intern. I work along with Dominique and Jaden, and we have been working on promotional material for our social media. I was behind a lot of the Black History Month, and now I'm currently working on projects for FSK, but I can't say much about them, but I'm illustrating right now, so I'm been full and busy with that.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you all for joining us tonight. We're really excited to divulge more of what it is that you guys do and what it's like working with the one and only most epic man in comics, Mr. Michael Watson. So I want to ask some of our newbies because we've got some new interns in here. And you guys, how long have you been? And feel free to just jump in when you want. How long have you guys been working with FSK and working under Michael Watson? Let's go with Miss Jaden.
I think we've been working with FSK since the beginning of the semester. And it's going to go towards the end of the semester. I'm sorry, what was this other question after that?
Oh no, I just wanted to know what it was like working, what it's like working with FSK, and what it's like working with Mr. Michael Watson.
Well, it's really been like a really fun experience. I really like trying to seeing like what's like the backstage events of like working in a comic book company, because that's what I like to do eventually in the future. Michael has been helping us a lot with giving advice and just guiding us through the whole entire process. So I've been enjoying the whole thing.
All right, and I want to know, Emily, what are some things you've learned being an intern, coming into an amazing, platform such as FSK Freestyle Comics? What are some things you've learned you didn't know before you came
That I am learning is how much you have to really pay attention to social media. So I am not very fond of social media, and one thing you really need to do for your own business or for your own studio is learn how to promote yourself and get out of your comfort zone and do things and connect with people and be able to talk. Just simple things that you don't even regard. And then another thing when it deals with the art aspect, so I'm an illustrator, but comics are a different kind. Like it's a completely different beast. So there's a lot of work, and you have to pick up on things super quickly, and then all these kinds of shortcuts, and then also all the time that goes in the hard work that goes into like each page, and that is something that I'm appreciating more and more.
Awesome. It sounds like a lot of work, but I don't doubt it. We're all very strong women here, and you guys seem like you've been doing a great job. Dominique, I'm kind of curious. Let me know, I know you're into art, right? So you're into drawing, correct? Is there anyone that you've been inspired by so far under the FSK like brand? Anyone that particular just stuck out to you as a female artist that you were just like, man, she's bad A and I love this and I can't wait to start doing more of this?
Honestly, I can't like choose one because like everybody's just been like so cool about what they do and stuff. Cause like um obviously you'd think it would be easy just to make a comic, but no, like seeing everybody like work on their individual stuff and like see what they do to like market their work or like to market FSK's work and stuff, like it's a lot. But like they do it so well and it's like very inspiring for me to like try and like make my own stuff in the future too.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, that's a great, way to be able to come in and learn some of this amazing stuff right now. And I'm super excited to have you guys on the team and we can't wait to see more that you guys have to offer. I do want to ask Miss Dana, you kind of help a lot with the events. Tell me more of what that's like with FSK when we're going to conventions.
Well, of course, I just came aboard less than a month ago, and as Michael knows, because I've known Michael before I joined the team, I am an event planner as part of my full-time job, and I'm also involved with several cons. So, with me having connections with cons and understanding how that whole vendoring or being an artist alley or even being a guest on that side of being staff and working for cons, I am kind of bridging that gap of trying to get us connected and being part of more cons. That way, it expands the network of people to be able to see FSK because so many of them connected to FSK via online during the pandemic, and now that cons are opening up, this will allow a lot of the new readers and new fans to be able to meet and greet a lot of the creators and artists and people behind FSK that makes the comics that they enjoy, especially the newest issue of Vigilance #4.
Let me ask you another question, Dana. Is it hard to get a table at a convention, or do you need it? And is it best to have a team, or is it something you could think you could do solo starting out?
For tabling at a con, one, it's depending on the con, it is you definitely have to jump on availability once as soon as they open because more popular cons like San Diego Comic Con or Dragon Con, you are if you try to get a con, get a table at the con a couple months beforehand, you better hope and pray that someone canceled out to be able to get a table there. But other cons, they tend to have, whether small, medium, or larger cons like those, tend to have tables. Now, as far as vending it alone, small cons like that, maybe at a library or something like that, you could probably do it by yourself, but I don't have actually recommend because a con is typically several hours long. You will have to use the restroom. You will have to get something to eat. And if there's no one to be able to cover your table while you're gone and understand your product and everything when you have to step away, that will defeat a little bit of the purpose of being there, especially if it's a new person that is attracted to your product or your comic and no one's there to answer that. You may have lost somebody that could have been a potential new fan of your product because you weren't there. And the chances of them coming back, we don't know, depending on the con and what they get caught, you may not get to see them throughout the time that you're there because some cons are only one day, some are a whole weekend. So I definitely recommend at least having one or two people that you can rotate out with to get breaks, to get some food, but then also allow you to be able to connect with some of the other vendors and artists and creators in Artist Alley that you can establish your network a little bit more to discover new artists that you can probably bring on to projects, authors that are looking for projects to partner with that can be part of a new uh, brand or a new project that you're trying to do. So, yes, I definitely say you can do it by yourself, but highly don't recommend. It limits you and it limits your range too. Because if you get busy, it's only one of you can interact with the people there. If you have more than one of you, at least three, someone can um, take the money, process the payments. Another person can answer questions, and another one can be taking pictures with the people coming up or autographing stuff that they're bringing. So,
Great. So what I'm hearing from you is that it's best to kind of, if you want to get your feet wet, it's more so best to go to like a con that's a lot smaller in your city and maybe going there for a few hours. So that way you're not overwhelmed. And also you don't have to be there all day and miss out on opportunities. Say if you got to use the bathroom, get something to eat. It's best to kind of start small. And then as you get bigger, it's more important to have more people with you, such as family and friends, or maybe even cosplayers.
yes.
Love
And even with the small ones, please keep in mind that you still do want to bring somebody with you because depending on the venue, you may not have a lot of options to get away from your table, especially if it's busy. So you want to at least have one other person with you. But the larger the event is, the more people you probably want to have to help that. And then, of course, as spoken, if you can get cosplayers cosplaying as your characters, that brings attention to your table, that also bring people that want to do pictures at your table to get pictures of your that cosplay, which is your character, and more people on social media will get to know who that character is from your projects also.
That is great advice. Thank you so much, Dana. Speaking of cosplayers, I cosplay as Vigilance, but I also know Marcy cosplays as one of the characters in the FSK library. Please go ahead, let them know a little bit about the cosplay that you do for FSK again.
Yeah, sure. So I cosplay Ironsmith, and she is the leader of the group team that Vigilance like hangs out with every now and then. But yeah, I've been doing that. Oh, geez, I've lost track of how long I've been doing that cosplay. But then I've also made all versions of the Vigilance costume that have been floating around over the last few years. I made your original one. I made Fees. I've made your new one. So yeah, I've been doing this a while, and I've been working with the FSK group actually since they got started, just kind of here and there. For things. And then yeah, finally Mike was like, "Hey, I want you to do this costume." I'm like, "Sure."
So what is
So yeah.
what is it like actually interacting as a cosplayer with some of the clients, or even the customers, or even just spectators alone? You know, sometimes you got to walk around and go to get some food or get some water. What is that like for you as a cosplayer?
So for me, it's very different. Like I've been cosplaying a very long time at this point, but I'm normally doing it for myself and not in a work capacity. So actually being a booth cosplayer is very different. Um, so I'm dealing more with the public and actually talking to them about our product and what we're doing. And so like I've heard Mike do the spiel enough times that I can usually sit there and do the spiel if he's taking a break. Which is helpful. But also it's different because like you walk around and you hand out cards and you'll be like, "Hey, come see us at this booth," and we do all these things, and it's a very different experience than just going to a convention as just a random cosplayer. Especially because everything you do also is reflecting of the booth. So it's a lot of like, you still want to be in character. Hey, there we are. Um, you want to be in character and kind of like attract people over to the booth and make them actually want to come hang out with you.
Is it interesting to actually see people dress up and actually want to take photos with you? I mean, what is that experience like as a cosplayer?
um so if you're not a photographic person and you cosplay, I'm going to say it's going to be hard to deal with. Like I don't like having pictures taken in a normal basis, but if I'm in a costume, totally fine. Completely different mentality for me. Um, but it's kind of great when you see kids that are super excited about your costume, or people are like, "Oh man, I'm really impressed with that," or like, "Oh, I really like these characters. Can I like get a picture with you?" So it's a really cool experience, and especially helps you get out of your shell if you're not really an extroverted person.
Absolutely, it does. And when you're, have you ever been in the beginning stages, like right sometimes I notice that Mr. Michael Watson actually does, like, right when you're before they open, before people walk in. Have you ever experienced that with him as far as how he gets the line hyped up? Have you
Oh
ever
yeah.
experienced that? What is that like for you? Because I know for me, it was first of all very scary because you've got all these people in this line ready to come into to experience this con. So you're the first people that they see. What was that like for you?
It was definitely different. I said like being that whole business side of stuff. But it was really cool getting to watch him do his magic of, like, you hype up the line and everyone's really excited. And the fact that he gets more and more people to come to his booth. And like normally you're standing in a line and you're really bored. And what I love about what Mike does is that he just makes everybody pumped and excited. And, it's something entertaining to do before you go into the floor, which is great.
It's super amazing. And he also has these amazing little he gives them cards like it's kind of like almost like you can get a free item. Miss Dana, is do you think those are great little cues to get people to come to your table, like having some type of free item or something that will be exciting for the crowd or the participants to come check you out? Do you recommend something like that?
Yes, I definitely recommend like definitely hyping people up because I've seen booths that that will have DJs and people are coming and dancing in front of the booth, having fun. I've even seen a lot of successful booths have everything from spin the wheel or plinko. If you come by the booth, have a chance to win things like that. So it allows one to get them over to your booth, get them engaged, You may have to have a small expense for that, but a lot of times the return for it is a lot better because once they get exposed, when a poster or whatever you're giving away, then a lot of times conversation happens. Or if they're carrying it around, somebody's going to ask, "Hey, where did you get that?" Seeing your poster. Oh, I got it from such and such booth. And then they're bringing other people around because they're carrying around stuff they got from you, or or of course if they're hearing the music, people are coming over because they're like, oh, I want to, everybody, when they hear good music, they start dancing in some form of fashion. Also, like we were talking about earlier, cosplayers, seeing great cosplays, a lot of the people are looking for amazing cosplayers so they can take pictures. And Brad says he gives out good hugs too. Well, in this pandemic, there maybe people are still a little bit wary on that, but long distance hugs, virtual hugs, there you go. But but yes, I
So
would
having some type
definitely.
of perk is really great to be able to have to kind of boost yourself. And I don't want to get away from tonight, but I just really wanted to
Mhm.
emphasize on what it's like going to a con, especially if you're a cosplayer. I know for me, walking in Vigilance's cape, I mean, whoa, getting that airflow. First of all, Marcy's incredible with her designs and how she's able to make everything look so perfect, literally walking out of the comic book. And again, guys, I want you to go check out fskgo.com. We are in the last 24 hours, okay? We are trying to get past that 7,000 mark right now. We have the Vigilance #4 Kickstarter that is almost over. We're wrapping it up. We just need that little bit of last push. If you guys can just go check out fskgo.com and go ahead and pledge for us, even if it's just a couple of bucks, $10 minimum, please. We would love to get that push past 10. That would be great. Also, I want to show you guys. I don't want to just cut it off with Vigilance because I love her so much, but we do have a new comic that is coming from FSK, and it is the Cipher. And we have a trailer for you really quickly. So I want you guys to check that out. We'll be right back. And if he does put that trailer on, I want to know, to the interns, are you guys excited about going to a con with FSK Go? I mean, with FSK?
Yeah.
We'll come back.
Freestyle comics.
Wow. Like I'm literally on the edge of my freaking chair. It's crazy. Taijutsu Gates is an incredible comic that we have coming out on FSK. And I want you guys to really check that out too. But don't forget to go check out fskgo.com and pledge for that Vigilance Kickstarter. We love Vigilance. Now, I know I just kind of like threw you guys out there, but I just wanted to ask, are you guys interested or excited to go to a con with FSK for the interns? Yes?
Yeah,
Is it a mutual
it
yes?
should be really fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Because we're told we need a lot of people there, and I know you guys are going to be epic. Okay, so I can't wait to see you guys there because I'm definitely going to be there in Vigilance. But I wanted to ask a question in regards to streaming because this is one of the things that I noticed that FSK is getting into. Kalala, I noticed that you are again one of the directors for our Agents of Nerdy and streaming. What is that like outside of going to cons, being online, or just assisting with that whole process for FSK?
So I kind of use it as like keeping us grounded into what's happening outside of our company. So it's like, because we'll get stuck to our own comics, but it's like we need to remember what's going on everywhere else with the DC and Marvel and then all other like geeky news and stuff. So, and I like to get the opinions and stuff of the writers in FSK of being like, is this good or not? you know? And it's like a lot of fun, but it can be stressful sometimes, to be honest, because Mike doesn't know anything about technology, it feels like sometimes.
Do you feel like when it comes to, FSK and this technology, this is kind of something that we're gradually getting into, or is this something that we're literally hitting the ground running and people are just like, this is where we need to be for FSK? What do you think about that?
So I'm a hit the ground running type of girl, but like you do build up to it. But I'm kind of like, if you get started now, then it's just up and up. Like if you don't, like, one thing that some people like to do is kind of like pace themselves and be like, I'll do this month, and then next month I'll do YouTube videos. And it's like, no, do everything all at once and just get those numbers, because it'll just start growing. Like if you wait and you don't release anything, there's no growth.
Oh my goodness. So what I'm hearing from you is like, don't do once a month type thing and don't just do one platform. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, don't limit yourself at all. Like, and if you don't think you're good at editing, or if you don't think you're like, you don't have the technology or whatever, literally Mike has a Mac, which is like the worst thing to use for streaming. Just use whatever you have. You will get the numbers. Just start releasing content. Like even with just art, like not even just streaming. Just release stuff even if you don't like it. Cuz if it's out there, it's better to get the numbers from that, and that you might get that one person that's just like, I like this art even if you hated it. And they'll follow you, and then they'll like all the art that you like later. But you got it from that one that you didn't think it was good enough. So
Yeah, absolutely. First, I want to say hey to Kat in the chat. Just a couple of people out here. Hey, Brad. Hey, Andrew. Hey, Tony. And what's up, Dana and Cosplay? I'm so excited to have you guys here tonight. So thank you for joining us.
Tony ignored me.
I ignored you?
No, Tony did.
Oh, he ignored you. Oh,
I'm
Tony.
calling him out.
Oh, Tony.
I said hi in the chat and he ignored me.
Uh-oh. You're called out tonight. All right. So, Kalala, let me know. Do you think it's good to stream from like a con?
Yeah, especially on TikTok, and like you have to know which, like, stream on all of them, because why not? But you have to kind of know which one to focus on the most. So like cons and live events and stuff, it does really well on TikTok and Instagram lives, because people are just randomly scrolling by. They're not looking to watch, but then they'll see that stuff and it's just like, hey, I live near there. Or, hey, like I know this stuff, and they'll like pop in and you'll get engagement.
Uh-oh.
And
J-Man and jumped in. He says, Tess, I'm behaving. No need to throw me under the bus like 2 weeks ago.
good job, Jay.
You got the guys shaking in their boots tonight. You better watch out. You might get caught, J-Man, okay? You might get caught out.
Yeah,
All right.
Just make sure you're not doing what you did a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Christina's talking more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We got your number, Jay. So with Agents of Nerdy, it's been going for 2 years now, right?
A year.
A year, excuse
Technically.
me.
So it used to be a different show, and then it got rebranded to Agents of Nerdy. So I've only been on it a year, and it's only been
Okay.
called Agents for a year.
Okay.
But
So
it's
you've been on.
technically the same thing, so 2 years kind of.
Okay, so you've been on for a while, and have you noticed the steady growth as you guys consistently been posting and been streaming?
Yeah. Like, especially on Twitch. That's kind of, for that show, I am really focused on Twitch because it's just the easiest to get those stragglers that come in and then they stay. And then you just like, they learn about everything else Mike does with FSK and stuff. And then they like kind of flood into the con side of things.
Okay.
And
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting that you mentioned a specific actual platform, Twitch, since Twitch is like pretty, pretty popular right now, along as TikTok. Do you guys integrate any of like TikToks into Agents of Nerdy, or are you guys looking to expand some of those things? I know you had mentioned earlier there's some changes going on, so I'm kind of like fishing a little bit.
Yeah, so I will be honest, I think the first year was kind of me experimenting a lot of like what works for podcasts and stuff. So I would love to integrate more like of our clips onto onto TikTok, because it's not that hard to take clips from us and put it on, and we don't really have to do much, but it gets traffic and stuff. And then I want to do more like fan stuff into Agents as well. Like I was talking to Jay about putting his videos, like TikToks and stuff, of like him unboxing and stuff like that. So I want to do that more into the show, of being like, instead of the waiting screen of being like, we're about to start, show other people instead in the videos that we like.
I like that. I like that you're doing that. And I think that's really interesting that FSK is actually trying to branch into some of these other streaming areas. So for you, what would you, if I was coming into, I mean, I do have a streaming show and I'm new. I've only been around for a month. How often do you think it's important to post?
It depends on um what your goal is. Like, um, for a podcast, I think weekly or bi-weekly is very important. And you only kind of need like one a week or one every 2 weeks, depending on what the podcast is about.
Hmm.
But you need to stay on that schedule. If you want to be like a full-time game streamer, at least 5 times a week, which sounds like a lot, but if you want to be full-time, that's kind of what a job is anyways.
Right.
With YouTube videos and stuff, like the algorithm talk is a huge talk, but it's basically daily, and you have to have like the right amount of time for it to be. Like it can't be too long on YouTube. Like the podcast doesn't do that well on YouTube because it's too long. People don't sit on YouTube and watch that long of videos. So like
Okay.
10-ish minutes. So if you're making 10-minute skits or 10-minute like cosplay videos,
Right.
or like get ready with me makeup videos, 10 minutes is a good amount of time. It's long enough, but not too long. Type
Got
of
it.
deal.
Um,
It's kind of like it changes per platform of how the algorithm works.
Got it. I love that you put that out there because a lot of people need to understand, how long it might take for them to, how long they should take to record or to put some content out there each time they do it. Now, what is it like for FSK to reach out to streamers for sponsorships in your viewpoint?
I think it's very important. Like, um, what's it called? Networking. Networking is like, it's really important in cons and art world, especially in the art world. Sadly, being an artist isn't just making art. You're 90% talking to people. It's the same when it comes to like making art. Is kind of the same. It's entertainment content online.
Okay.
So it's like you have to branch out and talk to these other streamers, and you meet people from them. So like having sponsorships is really important, because then their people will be like, oh, I like comics and stuff.
Okay.
um but it's also something that Mike needs to get better at, and not to call him out or anything, but it's also important to stick around in chats. And it's like, it can be kind of taxing, but you have to be present in other people's content to get anything from it. And you have to be genuine. Like, you can't just be there to leech off of them, but like be there, enjoy yourself, enjoy the content they're making. So like meet people that play the same games as you or make the same art as you, and engage with their people, because then they will be like, this is a cool person, and they'll like flood over to you.
Absolutely. I love that you put that out there that, it's important to be authentic, be yourself, but also connect and network with other streamers, especially if you're looking for sponsorships. And what's really interesting that you mentioned is that you want to make sure that you're engaging. It's one thing to just be there watching or even have someone come on your show, but for you to go on their show and engage in their content. Because guess what? It is a natural thing for people to want to know who you are and connect with you. So that was some really great information, Kalila. Thank you so much for sharing that. Speaking of being able to, confirm and network, I want to ask you, Dana, what are some of the shows that you've confirmed for FSK? Are there some cons you've already confirmed for us?
Yes, so far I had it. Let me pull up the list. Coming up at the first Saturday in April, we will be at the Average Joe's Above Average Comic and Toy Show. That will be in in Ohio. We're also confirmed for HBC Yukon. That will be in Bowie, Maryland at Bowie State University, April 29th through May 1st. We're also confirmed for, let's see, we're also confirmed for the Fan Expo Philly. We're confirmed for that show. We're also confirmed for Gem City Comic Con, that is in Dayton, Ohio, July 22nd to the 24th. And we just got confirmed for Fan Expo Cleveland today, which is scheduled for April 29th, 2020 to May 1st. So we're going to have a split team that particular weekend because we're confirmed for HBC Yukon and Fan Expo Cleveland the same weekend. So that's going to be a split one. And then, of course, we're always confirmed for FSK Day in September 16th through the 18th, and Cincinnati Comic Expo September 23rd to the 25th.
Awesome. We are rocking. And Dana, if it isn't for you getting on board and doing all of this and helping us out, we probably wouldn't even meet half of these goals. So I'm so, so stoked. I don't know about you guys, but there's so many cons to choose from. So much so, I wanted to ask Marcy, because you do put together our cosplays.
I
Is there a
do.
new cosplay that you want to take on with these wonderful female characters at FSK?
Oh, I honestly have lost track of all the characters that are going on. I at some point would like to make Marquis, because that her armor looks really cool from Emerald Quest. Everyone should check out Emerald Quest if they haven't already. I I will make anything, honestly. But yeah, no, I would be super excited to make some more. There needs to be a few more of us that goes around and does some of the stuff. It'd be
Awesome.
great.
It seems like Taijutsu Gates, which is the newest comic coming out of the FSK line, seems like a pretty simple outfit. What do you think?
It's easy, but the easy ones are deceptive. Especially like if you want to do the dragon tattoo thing, like that's a whole nother level of things going on. But no, I think that'd be great to make something up like that.
Absolutely, because I mean, she is our newest comic coming out, and I'm
Hmm.
super excited for that cipher. Again, guys, I want you guys to know I am plugging FSKGo.com to go ahead and pledge for Vigilance #4 issues coming out and Kickstarter. We just need a little push. We need you guys to support because we're in our last 24 hours. And if it isn't for you guys, we wouldn't even be here. So we're really, really excited to see Vigilance come out for episode volume number 4. I mean, I always call it everything because she's everything to me. She's my volume, she's my episode, she's my issue, she's everything I love. I mean, I'm rocking the hot shot tonight because he's a flagship. But Vigilance, that's my girl. So I want y'all to again go to fskgo.com and pledge for that Vigilance Kickstarter. Now, I did want to ask for just, I mean, it could really be pretty general about you guys' experiences working in these different geek fields as far as you being women. So I want to start with some of our interns. Emily, I wanted to know what had some of your experiences been working in these different geek fields for you, like seeing the streaming, seeing the cosplay, seeing how it works behind the scenes to put together a production. How has your experience been, Emily?
I've always been into this kind of thing. When I first started, I told Michael how I was always into DC. I was always really into Spider-Man, and I was also into, comic books, but I just never had the access to all these things like streaming, cosplays, and I kind of envy, the younger kids. They have so much access to this stuff, and it's much more inclusive. And for me, it's really nice. I have a lot of fun drawing cartoons and characters, and I love comic book characters. And so it's been a blast. And I would love to go to conventions. Just for the past years, I haven't been able to. I'm not given that opportunity. But I think it's really, really amazing what cosplayers do and also panelists do, to make everything exciting. So,
All right. What about you, Jaden?
For me, I just feel really good being surrounded by so many people who are interested in the same things I am. They do the same work. Like to say that they're my people. We get to talk about all the comics that we like and enjoy. So I've just been really happy to be working with everyone in FSK. I'm just like really inspired by everyone here. So I've just been enjoying my time.
That's awesome. And we've all been enjoying you guys. What about you, Dominique? What has your experience been like working in all of these different geek fields as for you as a young lady?
It's honestly been so cool just working with a bunch of people who've had so much experience in making comics and stuff and like marketing them because I love seeing the process behind things. Because, like, especially for like things you're like, oh, it looks easy and stuff, but like it's actually like really complicated, like seeing the work behind it and stuff. So, like, being able to like work with everybody and see how what they do and just been such a cool experience and stuff.
That is so awesome. And I absolutely love your voice. It's so cute. I just
Oh,
want to
stop,
I know you're a young lady, but you sound so cute. I can't wait to get you on like one of these voiceovers. And Miss, right? Miss Dana, since you have been with us, a month now, what has your experience been like, working with all of these amazing women, and but let alone seeing all the different matrix that's happening with FSK? How's that been for you?
It's been a great experience, of course, getting the wet. Everybody lets me know of any cons that I may not be aware of that I can try to reach out, see if we can get a table. Definitely giving new opportunities and getting us seen. West Coast, East Coast, North, South, all of that. That's been great. But then also having just the variety of backgrounds is a also refreshing look to it because especially as Mike has told us, he is surrounded majority of the people from the FSK crew is all women. And so which is if you look at the scope of other comic brands, you don't see that. It's usually the complete opposite. So that's a huge part. But then each woman and each part of FSK is bringing a different and essential portion to helping making the brand successful and helping the comics become successful. And our interns are our newest flair to everything, bringing their spark and all of their talents to take everything to another level.
That is so exciting. And you really hit the nail on the head there with all the diversity that FSK has in the women in FSK. So that is such a key point that you have many diverse women that are working in this epic geek field with all of these amazing things. And I love that about FSK because I feel like I can embrace every woman and I can be epic in any way. Um, Back to you, Miss Kalala. I want to know what it's like for you and what your experiences has been like working in these different geek fields for you as a woman.
Are we talking about like being FSK or like in general?
I'm actually talking about being an FSK because he really hits a lot of different points. So I just kind of want to know what your experience has been like in this whole world of geekdom.
It's been incredibly refreshing because it's like my thoughts and opinions actually matter. And this is going to sound like mean to other places, but usually women are really like, shushed and like we don't know what we're talking about with anime, comic books, anything. And Mike and everyone at FSK, like Tony and Fish and everything, has always been so interested in what everyone's thought. Like me, Fee, like every woman that's there, like everyone. And then also just like it's all really refreshing to see the women that's drawn and like there's like different types, body types and stuff, and it's nice because I never see that anywhere else.
I love that. I love that. And I think that that's what's most important about FSK is that it embodies everyone. Anyone could be epic. And he actually does that. FSK brings that to the world. And I love that. Marcy, I would love to know what your experience has been like working with all of these different geek fields in FSK.
Well, I have to agree with Kalala. A lot of it is very refreshing. Like, my normal day job, I work with a very male-oriented business, and so being in a place that there are this many female voices that are being heard is a very huge thing, and it's great that all this is happening. And also with on the cosplay side of stuff, like, it's great seeing all of these different sizes, shapes, colors of women characters that are being represented, which is so rare in any type of media. Um, and just like I'm gonna throw an old story in here, but I've known Mike for a very, very, very long time. Um, sorry, Mike, I'm aging us right here. But like when we were in college together, I wanted to do comic books stuff, and I showed up at comic book class, and I was the only girl in the entire group, and it was an eye opener of realizing, oh, that this really is a male oriented business all across the board. And it's so great that Mike is done, and Mike and the entire crew of FSK has done such a huge job of trying to change that mentality. So, I mean, support everything they do because this is the future. This is the wave. Showing that we're all cool and nerdy and go for it.
Absolutely. And just to let you ladies know, our interns, you guys are like literally bringing out the best of FSK. You're right where you're supposed to be. You guys are bright, smart, intelligent, and very talented from what I hear. And we're so happy to have you guys on board. And I'm hoping we can see you at these cons because I will be showing up. Now, I know Mr. Michael Watson just put this amazing conglomerate of all the ladies of his library in FSK library. These are all the amazing females in the FSK collection. I mean, look at this. I wish you would
And
show the
none of them have a copy pasted body either. Like every
Nope.
single person
No.
has different sizes of everything.
Absolutely. There's tall, there's short, there's big afros, there's really, really amazing curvaceous women. Boom, we've got
There's
color.
that color.
Look at that arm. Do you see that arm? It's metal. What?
Oh, and I'm looking at that now. I'm like, oh man, now I got to make a metal arm for myself.
And then they're all amazing in these beautiful dresses because they're naturally in their amazing suits. But he's done an amazing job, as well as the team, putting this together. Look at us. Look at everyone. This is everyone. And I love that FSK embodies any and everyone. You've got aliens over there. Look at that. You've got thick girls. You know, you got curvaceous women, you got Black women, you got Asians, you got white. You're really giving us everything that we can actually see ourselves in. I could see my daughter in this. My daughter's friends can see themselves in there. I can see myself in there. This is what I love about FSK. They embody the female everywhere, where anyone could be epic. And this is what we are all here supporting. And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who joined me tonight. Every one of you guys' testimonies and stories and statements has just been incredible. And it's just going to feed into the future of FSK. But not just anybody could be epic. Everyone could be epic. So when I feel the moment when I'm at a con and I'm in vigilance, I feel like I'm every woman in her. And I feel like I'm you, Kalala. I'm you, Miss Dana. I feel like I'm you, Miss Marcy. I feel like I'm you, Emily. I feel like I'm you, Jaden. I feel like I'm you, Dominique. I feel like I embody everybody. And because you guys bring these wonderful pieces to FSK as females of FSK in this International Women's History Month, I am just saying thank you for all that you guys do. I do appreciate it. And for everybody out there, we love you for being here, supporting us. But the best way you can support us is go to fskgo.com and pledge to that Vigilance Kickstarter. So that way we can go ahead and surpass Vigilance 1's over 7,000 that she did for Vigilance 1. We want to surpass that tonight, okay, guys? Support. Go to fskgo.com. Pledge. We are in our last 24 hours. We need you. FSK ladies say we need you. We need you, okay?
We need you.
Thank you so
We
much.
need you.
We need you, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been an epic show. Thank you, Mr. Watson. And we'll leave off with no other than Vigilance's trailer for the Kickstarter that we have 24 hours left to fulfill. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Go pledge. Go pledge.
Gravita. When you need me, all you gotta do is holler. Not for real, I'ma hear you when you holler. I'll be right there in my cape, FSK below my collar. Oh, trouble, want some trouble? Well then I'm double, let's get it poppin'. I got some issues I've been dealing with, about to lose my scholarships. Friends, family, loved ones, so you know